Hey guys, what's up? We're back again, and we're back with the last episode of the year-end review series, and it is my biggest bass of the year. And obviously, this is always my funnest video of the year because it's all of my big fish catches. So, we're going to roll into it pretty quick, but before we do, I'd like to one more time comment that there's a Q&A coming next week after this video comes out. And I will be answering all your comments and questions in that subsequent video. So anything you have, leave in the comment section down below. But without further ado, we're going to get into this, and we're going to roll into my first fish, which is my honorable mention. And it was actually my very first fish of the year.
There's better clarity in this one than there's that one, actually. Surprising, but true. I got one. I do, I got one. Good one too. Oh man. I got a good one. Look at that. Let's go. First fish of the year, boys. And it's a solid one. Not only first fish of the year, I think this might be the first bass I've ever caught in January. And it keeps my 12-month streak going. Oh man. That's a nice one too. Solid. Look at how red them lips are, how cold that water is. Chewing on crawls and stuff. We will be getting a weight on that one. Pretty solid. I don't think it'll go 3, but I doubt it's super far from 3. I stand corrected, 335. Heck yeah. First fish of the year. Over 3 1/4. That's a good one. It's probably a 19-inch or so. I'm gonna get a picture of it and then we'll let her go. All right, guys, we're gonna let this 335 go. It's a nice one. See you, big girl. Thanks for letting me catch you.
And what a way to start off the year with a 335 in a pond, obviously, but on a red lipless crankbait. It was actually a Strike King red eye shad. I've had a lot of luck in that pond with it, and obviously that's always a good cold water bait. I think that fish actually came in late January last year, so super cool to catch that fish, obviously. But we're gonna roll into my top 10 now, and my 10th spot is actually pretty, close to my heart, because anytime I catch a big fish on live scope, I'm pretty excited. I'm still really learning the ins and outs of that, and I don't really comprehend a lot of what I'm seeing. I feel like I'm a little behind the curve on it. I don't know. But this one came at Lake X, and this fish followed my bait for so long.
That's a fish, bro.
Get you one, son.
Right on it, didn't eat it. There you go. Scope that one. It's a good one.
That's 3 pounds.
He might be. Scoped him. He followed it so long.
Nicely done.
Yeah, he's solid. Yeah, dude, he followed that bait for like probably, I bet he followed it for like 45 seconds. There's another one. He's a good one, man. Yeah, he's solid. He's 3, right?
I think you're right at 3.
I was gonna say, I don't think he's real big. He's close. I think he's probably 320, 322. I think. She's kind of heavy, dense. Oh, 341.
Wow.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
There you go.
Alrighty. That's a long fish.
I know.
Let's get a measurement real quick before we throw it back. Yeah, I'd say he's
18.
I'd say he's 19. Yeah, he's 18 and a half, 19 inches. Another solid keeper, or not keeper, but solid Bass Pro Lakes. Keeper in every other lake. That gives it away right there, guys. Quit putting it in my comments, please. See you, buddy.
As I said, anytime I can get one to eat on live scope, it gets me giddy. It gets me excited. That one came on a Damiki rig with a Crush City freeloader, and I believe the color was Gizzard Shad. That has become my go-to Damiki bait in most scenarios, especially if there's shad in a lake. They seem to eat it really well. But we were going down the bank, and I just happened to pan out deep. There was one little tree, and there was one little blob above the tree, and he followed it for about, I think I even say it in the video, about 45 seconds. And I had actually lost my bait and lost the fish on the scope by the time he ate it, but he had followed it for so long, I knew it was him. But 341, obviously a very good fish, and we're going to roll into spot number 9. Spot number 9 comes on the same day and slightly a little bit bigger, but this one even more closely to my heart. I've caught a few glide bait fish before this, but I've never caught one on a big glide before, and it did eat it on live scope. I physically saw this fish eat it. So, yeah, let's roll into spot number 9.
Yeah, I like the rate of fall on that actually quite a bit. Oh boy. Got him.
Oh my god.
I got him.
I watched that on scope.
I did too.
Holy crap.
There was another one with him, dude. Came up from the bottom, shot up to it, and crushed it.
Mine's all...
That's a good one.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
That was so sick. And I'm recording. We did it. He's not 4, but he's probably 3.5.
We got to find out what it felt like.
I got to find out what it felt like. You're right. Holy crap, dude. That was fun. Yeah, he's healthy too.
You said, oh my god, looked at the screen. I just seen you twitch it and it come up.
There's 2 of them.
I want to go in there.
Did you see my rod just...
That was so cool.
That was sick.
We're basically under the boat now, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, there was one more with him. He shot up from the bottom. Like, he came out of the depths, and I was like, oh. Oh, yeah.
4.
359.
Perfect. I think I see the other one on scope.
That was so sick. Super healthy. I'm gonna measure him real quick. He's gonna be like, he's probably longer on the board, but I don't think he's much longer.
I was gonna say, is that 18, a little past it?
He's about 19, I'd say. 19. He's probably 18 a quarter, or 18 and a half, I mean. That's a good one though, man. Let me give him a dip. I'll let you take a picture and we'll let him go.
Sounds good to me.
That's a big one. Wow. Can't believe that, bro.
I'm really happy for you right now.
I did it. Here you go. I got you. Crack that Chad, man.
There you are, sir.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, guys, That's a good one. Watched him eat it on the scope. Came up out of like 30 plus feet of water into 15 and ate it. See, buddy.
One of my absolute favorite clips of the year, that fish, weighing 359, was just an amazing fish catch for me. So to give context, we're just going down the bank at Lake X, but we're going down the bank and we're just in all this standing timber. And I just make a cast out and I'm just watching the bait back on the live scope the whole time. No fish, no nothing. I'm just trying to, teach myself and learn how to follow a bait on the scope still. And we're setting in about 40 foot of water and I'm working this glide bait in about 15. And then all of a sudden 2 blobs come from the bottom of the lake straight up and T-bone the bait, which is why you hear me say, oh boy. And loads up, get that big fish in the boat. Amazing fish catch. It came on a Chad Shad by Spro. I think it looks like a perch kind of color. I'm not for sure exactly what the color name is, but it will be right here. But yeah, super, super ecstatic about that catch. And now we're going to roll into spot number 8, and we're going to segue to Will Green Lake for this one. And we only went there once this year, but it was pretty impactful. But yeah, please enjoy it.
After you cast it 3 times, it was
There's a good one. Good one. Big one. Real big one. He's not real big, but it's good. Dude, he's dogging me though. He's probably 2.5, 3. God, dude, he is dogging me. Yeah, he's a good one.
I told you everybody good on that.
Oh, man. Here, buddy. Yeah, he's fat too. Hey, I'm recording. Ripped out a piece of grass and he ate it. Look at all the spots too.
Pretty.
Look at the tail. Oh my
I
god.
know.
Look at that.
Solid.
I bet we ain't weighing him right now, guys, but I bet he's 3. Actually, now that I'm feeling him. We'll put him on 2. We'll put him on the big side. Put you over here by yourself, pretty girl. That's a good one, guys. That one on a square bill. That is a go-to bait of mine in here. $361. $361. I think that's the 3rd biggest I've caught this year, actually. So, rough measurement real quick once again. Off the board, it's probably about 18.5. Solid one. Let's let her go. Sick.
And another big bass, this one barely edging out spot number 9 at 361. And I'm loving the variety that I had this year. Like every single fish in this video, guys, is on a different bait. And this one came on the KVD 1.5 square bill. I believe it was a silent runner, but it was in chartreuse blackback. And that lake has a little bit of a stain to it, pretty much year round. And that color has always done wonders for me in there. And that's one of the few lakes that I really, really feel confident throwing a crankbait still. But now we're going to roll into one of my favorite clips, probably my favorite clip of the year, in spot number 7. And we're going to break that 4-pound threshold. And this one's just simply my PB smallmouth.
Yeah, I know. It was like I'm officially done. Dick Bupkis. Come back for it, big guy.
All right,
a little bit. You should. That was my chance. Because earlier he busted over here while he was talking about the tournament stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he didn't bite when I threw it at him. Yeah.
What the fuck is happening here?
I don't know. Okay, that's here, son. That's it. Oh my fucking God, son, what have you done? Son, what have you done? There we go. Go right here. Do that, do that. There you go. free. The chains are broken. In time, man. That's what dads are for. The squirrels up there running around.
Let's see if she has called me and I just haven't heard it. That's also a possibility. Nope, last one was Chris. 3:30. I'm gonna call him real quick.
Oh, Chris. Okay.
I'm not calling him real quick.
Tell him to pay his phone bill.
He must be at home, which means
Dunk. Which means what?
no service. If he's at home, there's like one spot in his entire house that has service.
Pitiful.
Yeah.
I probably thought Ned rig down there and get bit by something. Oh no. That is the other. Oh! Son, you've done it.
It's done.
Oh my god. Look at that, son!
Let's go.
Let's go.
The rod just went. It went to the water, bro.
Oh my god.
That might be PB.
I think it's your PB, buddy. Holy crap, Dylan. Good catch. Damn. Shoo.
I'm just gonna pick up a jig, bro.
Yeah, it finally paid off. I want
Dude,
you.
the rod went. I'm telling you. You're recording, right?
Yes, I am.
I'm
I got
not. So
Yeah.
we won't ever see the rod load up, unfortunately, guys. But geez, this might be PB, guys. Might be PB. Actually, here, let's put it in the well for a second while I get myself situated.
You should. Oh my goodness. I turned around, I thought your rod was gone. Oh, I will. You ready for it?
I'm ready. You ready?
Absolutely. I know.
The moment I'm waiting for right here. Here we go. It's been a while, man. It's been about 18 months since I've had like a legit contender at this. So, man, that's a big smallmouth, dude. Oh my god. Beautiful, dude. That one's marked up to be too. It's almost kind of like green. We're looking for 371. So that's the number. Calm down, big girl.
Oh, what is it?
407, baby.
Oh my god.
407. We did it. We did it. 4-pounder. So, I don't know if it's ever fully been stated. I have 3 numbers in my life of fishing that will immediately get fake mounted. Obviously, this fish is going to get returned to the water today. But a 4-pound smallmouth, a 3-pound spotted bass, and a 7-pound largemouth are my numbers. So this one will be getting mounted. I'm shaking. I'm going to put it back in the well. We're going to get a couple pictures and let them go. Well, it's pretty big. It's crazy that smallmouth has a bigger girth than your PB largie does.
Of course.
All right, guys, we're gonna go right with it because I want to get her back in as safely as I can. 15-inch girth, 21-inch long smallmouth, and she's ready to go. Sick.
And what a special moment that fish is to me. There's so much little bit of exterior context all over this fish catch, and I apologize that you can't pick up on a lot of it because essentially what had happened is we were about to leave. We had been at Dale, like I said, first time ever at Dale as well. We had been there from like 6:30 a.m. and this fish I think was caught at about 6 p.m. So we were literally about to leave. And so after all that recording, the SD card in my GoPro had filled up. And since we were literally about to leave in about 5 minutes when that happened, I just didn't put a new SD card in. I figured, we probably won't catch anything. If anything happens, I'll have it on Cody's. Thank God he was still rolling. But we're coming up on this spot that we found, and he's asking me about how tournament fishing goes in Dale Hollow. And I don't have any experience, but I have some friends that do have some experience. And essentially, there's not a whole lot of smallmouth ever weighed in. It's mostly largemouth centric because they have to be 21 inches in that lake, which is incredibly hard to come by. And obviously, You know, so most people will fish for largemouth because it's only a 15-inch size limit, and you can still catch a big bag of small, or a big bag of largemouth doing that. So we come up on this brush pile, and I run an A-rig over it, and I see a blob come out. So I'm like, I'll pick a jig up, you know, throw it in there a couple times, and then we'll leave. Like, literally, that was going to be like my last cast of the day. Nothing crazy. I pitch it in, and I'm just letting it soak to the bottom, and I'm like, let's call Chris, just to see if he'll answer. I wish he had, because he would have experienced all this. Obviously, he doesn't in the clip. And I get this jig up against a piece of wood, and I'm literally like hitting it against the piece of the wood. And then all of a sudden my rod goes into the water. Like the rod tip just goes fully into the water. Set the hook. This magical moment happens for me, and the fish ends up going 4.07, and it is a 21-incher after I just told Cody how impossible they are to catch. And the bait that I caught it on is actually hanging on the Del Hollow sign behind me. It was a Three Brothers Baits KY Craw jig, and I can't praise their company enough. Those jigs, the best jig I've ever used, my favorite by far. I also have a picture of it up over here. Keep it a little more plain so y'all can actually see it. But I highly recommend it if you're in the area, or if you can order off their website. Check them out. They make really good products. But now we're going to move on past my PB smallmouth and on to the best topwater blow-up I had all year. It's spot number 6.
This is cold too, you know.
Yeah. There's one. That's a big one. Big one.
They get hot.
That's a real big one. That's probably like a 4 or 5 pounder too.
That's a net, bro.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's a giant. Oh my God. Might even be a PB. No, it ain't that big, but that's a big one.
It is a big one.
Clobbered that buzzbait.
So God forbid they provide you. You did, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, look at this fish. What's wrong with it? Look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to take that salad out here. Got to.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, that's a big one.
Hey,
Where's the scale?
under up. Lid.
Oh yeah. Look at that lip. That's a 20. 20 incher. Let's keep. God. Where'd you put the scale?
It's on that side.
I bet he's 4.5. Yeah, he was. Says like 2 pulls. Needed that one the other day. That's a good one though. Daggone. This is poor fish. I don't know what happened to it in its young life, but you can see the hook in its back, but look at the lip.
Yeah.
Somebody messed that fish up. I'll put it in the well so we can show it off to our other boat here in a minute, but that's a big one on a buzzbait. I got one to show y'all off.
Don't get what, mate.
Oh. There you go, Bill. I got you one. It's a big one. If I can get a hold of her. She's mad. Buzzbait.
Off that point right in there.
That's that same point we caught all of them off of in that tournament the other day. We caught 10 pounds off that tournament alone.
One, too, Jonathan. Mine was about that time.
He did catch one. I thought he had a 20 pounder the way he set the hook on it.
Sure. Mine wasn't much. Still fun to catch. It just was big.
Yeah, we got one in our pond about that size.
Yeah, 414. So that's about 4 1/4. Look at how messed that fish, like the arch in its back, but look at its, look at that. I've never seen one with a lip like that. Golly, son. That's a strong fish. Yes, she is.
All right, put it back in there. We don't want to kill another.
I know that, but I gotta get a picture first.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That is a good one. Now we get to watch her swim away, and here she goes, 20 incher.
and of course we're back on Lake X. This day we were actually bluegill fishing, but we just happened to pop over. We had fished a tournament about 2 weeks prior to that and done really good down that bank. So I was just throwing a buzz bait, not intending to catch anything major. 414 hits it, and another 20-inch largemouth as well. But that fish was so deformed, like it had this underbite of like 1.5 inches, and it had this big hook in its back. I don't know what happened to that fish in its young life, but really messed up. And it came on a all-black Three Brothers Baits buzz bait. Once again, we're going to praise this company a little bit. They make some really, really good skirted jigs and skirted products. Their spinner baits are great as well. I haven't used their chatterbait yet, but that's next on the list of something I need to try. It's really hard to get a couple other ones out of my hands, though. But super happy to have caught it, and we ended up slaying the bluegill that day. But now we're going to roll into spot number 5, and this one came on the very last trip of 2024. And yeah, it's a giant, and this pattern we got on really saved our day.
Good Lord, son.
What?
The fact that you were all the way back there through boat. Oh my God.
As far as I could get that thing. Still wasn't far enough. Big one. Big one. That's a big one. That's a real big one, dude. That's a big largie. It's probably like 4 or 5 pounds.
I'm all for it, son.
Other side.
Yeah, buddy. Whew. There you go.
He called that one too. He just said, you hook up and then I'll hook up.
There you are.
Daggone, son. Woo!
Yeah. Feels huge, dude.
Look at how I had him hooked.
Holy crap.
He swiped at it barely. I mean, skin hook.
There we go.
Yeah.
Woo!
I call him everything.
He just calls them as he sees them sometimes. Daggone, son, that's how you break in a rod right there now. I bet he's 4.
Look, come back.
I got a shit so.
5th biggest or 4th biggest I've caught this year. 421, baby. All right, guys, I'm actually gonna put him in the well for a minute just because I want some good pictures. We'll set him in there for a minute and go from there. Oh, get some fresh water going for him. All right, guys, I'm gonna let these 2 go before it gets too much darker. I want some pretty pictures of them, obviously. So I'm gonna measure both of them real quick, and then Cody's gonna snap me some video and pictures. We'll start with the one I just caught. We'll measure it if I can get a hold of it. It's a little angry at me right now. Dude, I mean, that's a good one right there, even. The one I just caught is 18.5. Do it. The big one, 20 inches. Let me pull these out. Let's get a picture with all 3 first. God dang.
I want to go in the club, man.
Slow your rhythm down.
Not enough. A lot more, son. Jesus Christ, Cody. Oh, your foot.
Here, let me want to eat.
Let me look at that other one whenever you get done. The biggest one you got.
There you go.
Yeah, that one. Looking at it now that
Look how fat they are, dude. They're so healthy. I mean, my God. Show his first there.
Can do.
Pan over. We got 3 in the well. That's a good, man. That's like 16, 17 inch or 2 1/4. 421.
biggest of the day.
That gut, man. Biggest of the day for sure. 20 incher as well. Let her go. There she goes. Get the GoPro up here too. See, big girl.
This was a very unique day on the water. So this day took place mid-December, if I recall correctly. you know, not a time period where I expect to find any fish up shallow, really. They're more going to be pulled off the bank, either schooling on shad, or they're going to be on the river channels, creek channels, is typically what I've been told about Dell Hollow. Well, we tried that for about 9 hours of that day to no avail. Could not find them, couldn't catch them. We'd catch one random fish here or there. I caught one okay smallmouth earlier in the day. We pull up, final spot of the day, in this pocket that I've had luck in that's super shallow, flat on one side, and I caught that fish in like 3 inches of water, guys. And obviously caught it on a thunder cricket, white and chartreuse. That's my favorite chatterbait on the market. And it was on a trailer with, I think it's a Three Brothers. I'm not for sure. It's very similar to the Freeloader straight-tail Demiki rig bait. I can't think of the actual name of it right now. But I always tip it with a little bit of Spike It. And don't be afraid to experiment with your trailers, guys. Don't always throw like a swim bait trailer on the back of a chatterbait, because those straight tails, they dance. It'll make your bait hunt a lot better. And a lot of times, if I'm throwing like a green pumpkin, I will obviously I'll put like a crawl style trailer on there. Really make it hunt a lot. And super big fish weighing 421, and that really saved our day. We got back in that pocket and ended up catching 16 pounds in the last 90 minutes. And obviously, Cody called it out in the video. He said, "You hook up and then I'll hook up." I caught that one, and a few minutes later, he catches a big smallmouth that wasn't quite a keeper, but it was like a 17-incher as well. And now we're going to roll into our 4th spot, I do believe. And this one was in a tournament, and it's just slightly a step up, kind of a similar fish catch to this one. Please enjoy. That's the only thing I have to drink today with me, is that coffee. It's the only thing I brought. Of course, I thought I'd be stopping at the gas station to get ice.
Gas and have time to do things and stuff. That's a big one. That is a big one. That's a real big one. That's a big one.
You do that shit to me all the time on them daggone.
That's like a 3-4 pounder. Oh my God.
Yeah, now that helps.
Yeah.
That's a dandy there.
That's a big one there now. Dang, son, I wish I could find some fish built like that. Look at that thing. Barely, look at this. I'm serious.
Barely? It wouldn't even hook.
Didn't even have it hooked.
No.
Just pressure, guys. Oh my God. Look at the gut. That might be 4. That's not even a 20-incher. It might be 4. Okay, black and blue sounds good to me. Yeah, that one helps a little bit. I feel a little better now. Holy crap. Oh yeah. Oh. That's 1 pound.
Y'all, wasn't they 2 minutes late? I got that thing of extra water.
Extra water. It's bigger than I thought he was.
438.
Bigger than I thought he was. $8.47.
847.
I was off. I thought we was gonna be like 7 1/4. We've got a few other people's fish in here, so I'm gonna let all of them go here except for the big one real quick. I'm gonna give her a proper release after I get all these directed in the right direction. Here goes big girl, 438. I bet she's only 18 inches. She's not super long, but man, heck of a fish. All right, fellas, here she goes. See you, big girl.
I mentioned in Doug's video the other day, about 2 weeks ago, that there was a kicker caught the same day that he caught his honorable mention jigfish, and this is it. A 438 in a tournament, and we won that tournament with that fish and a couple other solid ones, obviously, but that came on a Z-Man jackhammer chatterbait, black and blue, And what I had on the back of that one was a Pro Blue Divine 6-inch swim bait, and once again tipped with chartreuse Spike It. That's pretty much the only Spike It I really use. Seems like it does the best for me. I've tried some others, but that's the one that I like. But yeah, we caught several fish doing that, and I switched to it real late in the day because we were catching some on a jig, but they just weren't real active on the bottom bouncing stuff, and I couldn't get bit on any other color chatterbait. I switched to that black and blue, ended up catching our 2 last keepers and crushing them the rest of the day. But super happy to have won that with Doug, and now we're going to roll into the top 3, and I do have 3 fish over 5 pounds, and I've never done this before. Best year of fishing I've ever had, genuinely. But we're going to go back to Lake X with Cody, and it's another glide bait bass.
So they didn't either.
Eager.
It's pretty wild, actually. That's kind of how it works. Got him. That's a big one.
But I tell you what.
Big one. Golly.
Can you know?
I haven't seen it at all. I just know it's big.
Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Nah, I think it's a little shy. It's a high 4. That's a big one.
Oh my god, dude, that bait is insane. What the hell?
Let's go buy them out later.
You got another one, you said?
I don't. I got that 5-inch one. Barely had him hooked. The 5-inch one's like right there.
Keep on this.
Dude.
It's about
Okay, yeah, he might be 5, Cody.
100.
Yeah. He might be 5, Cody.
Did we get our 20 pound? Oh Lord.
I think he's gonna be short. I'm just being honest with you. I know he's bigger. There we go.
5.
5 even. 5 on the dot.
Let's go.
5 on the dot.
40 pounds of cheese, buddy.
Oh my God, Cody. Let's call out your 154.
Go ahead.
We're not there. 1889.
Oh,
I didn't think we were. We still have a 275 in there we need to call out. But man, Cody. Bubby. That's a big.
In the net, I was like 5.
Oh my God. What's happening this year? Some please release me, please.
How you feel, son?
Here you go.
I need that. Holy crap.
I know you did, buddy. I know you need that little pep right now. You need that little wake-up call.
That guy took a piss call on that.
Dude, I'm cracked right. What is happening?
A lot.
Cody?
A lot, son.
All right, fellas. Oh, she's strong. Golly, son, that's such a strong fish. Yeah, give me that thing. Perfect bait. God. Golly. She's so strong. Gee whiz. She looks bigger than before.
I think it's right at 5, bud.
It was right at 5 earlier. We're gonna give her one more courtesy way here, guys. Calm down. Calm. Yep, 499 that time. She was 5 earlier, so I'm gonna call her 5 from earlier. But man, another big bass. All right, here she goes, another one. 3rd 5-pounder of the year. See you, big girl.
And another big kicker on the day. That one went 5-0-0 on the dot, exactly 5 pounds. Giant bass. Couldn't be happier to have caught it. That was our anchor for the day, and we ended up with, I think, 19 pounds, a little over, maybe like 19, 15, something like that day. Super big bass. The bait I caught it on is the Strike King Nessie, 7-inch bone color. And I love that bait. It's very inexpensive. They're about $10 a piece. So definitely go pick some up. The only problem I have with it is the hookup ratio is a little irritating at times. So what I've tended to start doing is I will take some like heavier duty line, 17, 20 pound test, and I will tie a stinger hook off of the treble hook on the bait and run another treble hook to the very back of the bait, giving enough slack on the stinger line to let the bait still glide like normal. And it seems like that's helped me with my hookup ratio, so just giving my little tips and tricks along to you guys. And yeah, super big bass. Couldn't be happier to have caught it. We're going to roll into spot number 2, and this is the clip, unfortunately, as to why we have an honorable mention in this video, but this is my biggest ever frog bass.
We lost a 4-pounder. I made up for it. That frog is gone down the throat. Let's get a weight. All right, fellas, let's get a weight on her. 526. Oh my God, 526. That's the biggest frog bass I've ever caught. Giant. All right, fellas, I didn't bring the GoPro, so I'm sorry, but man, second biggest one of the year so far, second over 5. I get to watch her swim off. Here she goes. Nestled in.
What an intriguing day that was at that pond. So, for context, I just didn't bring the GoPro. I actually was coming home to get the boat ready because I had a tournament that coming weekend. And while I was there, I was like, I'll just pop down here and make some cast. I just bought that new Phoenix rod, the spinning rod, the feather, and I wanted to test it out with a wacky worm a little more. So I go down there. First 2 minutes, I lose a 4.5 pounder. And then, you know, we come around and I get down to the shallower end and I catch this giant bass. 526. It came on a Jackal walking style frog. I'll have the exact color up here for you guys. I don't know the exact name of it, but by far the biggest frog bass I've ever caught. Down in the crusher plates, he had it so deep. Super fun fight. I can't even believe it happened. It's only the second 5-pounder I've ever caught out of the pond. But just to give more context, we ended up with 14.25 pounds that day, and I lost a 4.5 and a 3. I could have had 19 pounds in that pond that day. It was just on fire that day. I don't know why. But yeah, super happy to have caught it. So fun. You can see my genuine reaction in the video of how happy I am to have caught it. But now we are down to spot number 1. And this is my biggest bass of the year. And this was actually the biggest bass caught in my tournament series for the whole year. So I won Big Fish on the year with this guy. And yeah, please enjoy.
I'm not gonna fish all of this. I'll fish a decent little piece of it. There's a bite. I think he's bigger than that last one I had. He's better. Might be a real big one actually.
Yeah, oh, there he is.
I think it's a big one. Might be a catfish or something. It's big though. If it's a bass, it's a real big one. I think he's got me in the grass right now. It's a big one. Yeah, it's a 5+ probably.
Just plain, man.
I don't know.
Don't try to hog him at all. Just wear it down.
I don't know. I'm just having to back my drag off so much I can't hardly reel. That's a big one. Oh boy.
On that, yeah, I'd say it's 5-pounder.
He's close. He might not even go 20. And that little Ned rig, son. Guys, I know people just make fun of this little bait. But guys, sometimes it provides. That's the biggest one I've ever caught on it probably. But daggone, that's a giant. That's a big one. Let me get in this one because I need to get the tape measure. I bet he's 20.
That puts us back in the lead.
That's a freaking tank.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
21 inches. We could take one in. All right, that one gets to go in the well.
Damn, hey, you beat my biggest fish.
That's so big in there now. On a Ned rig. Daggone, that's a tank right there. That's a big one.
20 people's done fished this morning.
Mm-hmm. And it took a 3-inch worm. Ate it like a bluegill too, I want to point out.
Now standing like this and couldn't jerk.
Been there. I'm serious. Bluegill bite. Huh?
I lost 2 in that pit.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get that one back down there and revive it. If I can. My dad's gonna be mad I'm weighing it without him, but I'd rather it survive than anything.
Well, yeah, that's the main thing.
Yep.
Come on.
It was literally just doing great. I just looked at it. 527. Daggone, that's a big one.
Good one. Gonna be big fish of the year. 527.
Fellas, I'm gonna show her off. She's dying on me. I'm gonna go try to revive her. 527.
527. Awesome.
That's a good one.
Nice. Yeah.
527 is what she went, by the way. 527.
Is that the big fish?
Yeah. That's a big one.
And that was such a giant bass, weighing 527. And I know people are cringing watching this, knowing that I caught it on a Ned rig. But in new money, it's a green pumpkin, kind of has a lot more green glitter in it. That's my favorite Clearwater Z-Man TRD. Love that bait. And yeah, that, like I said, that was big fish for the year in our tournament series. We ended up locking up second place in that tournament. And this was the day I was talking about earlier in this video with the buzzbait. Same bank, same point. It was just crazy for a couple weeks on that spot on Lake X. It's probably my favorite spot on the lake, and couldn't be happier to have caught it, obviously. Wish it would have been on something different, sure, but it's always a fun fight when you lock up on a big one on a spinning rod, so I couldn't be happier about it. And obviously, we're going to try to do even better this year, and hopefully we bring you some more 4 or 5, maybe even a 6-pounder this year. I'd love to break my largemouth PB of 6'7". It's a hard feat to do in this state, but hopefully we'll get there. But yeah, one more time, I want to let y'all know, please leave your comments and questions down in the comment section down below for the Q&A. And that will be coming in about a week. And yeah, this has been it for the Moments of the Year for 2024. I hope you all have enjoyed the ride. I know I have. And with that being said, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.